We want to start off by giving all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rekakwadash. Want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us this truth. And I want to say shalom to the brothers and sisters that are in this truth. Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, we're back with another lesson. And this one is called Esau is Cain, the wicked, right? And Cain is the wicked, right? From the beginning. But we're going to show you that Esau is the wicked of the Bible. See, the stories don't change, okay? We're going to show you similar traits and show you that that's the same spirit that came back, right? Cain came back as Esau, right? And we're going to show you, right? Because that's our job, to reveal the man of sin, right? The son of perdition, okay? We always go back to scriptures, you know, in case listeners didn't get it the first time, or maybe new listeners are just tuning in. Okay, we always got to do a review and keep revealing this man of sin, right? So we're gonna go into it, right? Esau is Cain, the wicked. So we're gonna start off the book of Genesis, chapter 4, and verse 3.
There's the book of Genesis, chapter 4, and verse 3. And in process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto the Lord.
So Cain brought the fruit of the ground. Okay? Now let's see what Abel did.
And Abel, he also brought of the firstlings of his flock, and of the fat thereof.
You see? So Abel already had that spirit of doing the right thing, right? Because that's what the Lord had commanded, right? In the Mosaic laws, to bring the firstlings of the flock, right? So Abel was already in the right track. He had that right spirit, that righteous spirit. Cain didn't.
And the Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offering.
You see? So the Lord had respect unto Abel, right?
But unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect. And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell.
You see? So Cain was very wroth and his countenance fell. Okay? So Cain already had that envy in him. That hate, right, was growing for his brother. Okay? But you see that the Lord favored Abel. Okay? And the Lord does not make no mistakes. All right? Let's get that right. Okay? The Lord creates all, right? So if the Lord created Cain to go off, that's because it was predestined. Okay? If the Lord put a righteous spirit in Abel, it was predestined, okay? And we're going to show you a comparison, okay? And we're going to keep putting this together. This is like when the detective is doing his work, right? And he got that picture of the leader in the middle, right? And he's putting like the dots together, and he got this map with all the tacks, you know, connecting to that person. This is how we're going to make this happen, right? So we're going to go to the book of Romans, right? Chapter 9, and we're going to go to 11. This is one of my favorite to proving, you know, all you Christians and all you effeminate men out there that want to just all love, okay?
There's the book of Romans, chapter 9, and verse 11. For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil.
Once again, predestination, right? Because the Lord creates the way he sees fit, what he wants, right? Okay, there's a perfect balance to everything. Without a perfect balance, nothing exists. Would you understand if the night was the night, if there wasn't day? Would you know what the heat would be if there wasn't any cold? Right? Would you know what evil is if there wasn't any good, or good if there wasn't any evil? No. So the Lord has to create a perfect balance in order for there to be knowledge, right? Knowing. You see? But to the simple, they don't understand that because they are caught up in the effeminate doctrine, right? Or they're blinded by the God of this world, which is Esau, right? So let's keep going.
That the purpose of Yahweh, according to election, might stand.
You see? So that the purpose of Yahweh, according to election, might stand. So These kids haven't done any good or evil, right? Because they're not even born yet. Right?
Not of works, but of him that calleth.
So it's of him that calleth. The Lord chooses, right?
It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
You see? And when the Lord love you, that's a blessing. That's a favor. You see? The Lord had favored Jacob. Okay? But he hated Esau. You see? That's a curse. And when the Lord favors you as he did with Abel, that's a blessing. Okay? He didn't favor Cain. How many people on the earth did the Lord not favor, right? And they're not with us anymore. And they're gone on the left-hand side. Okay? But those that were brought into this fold, right? That's a blessing. Okay? The Lord showed us favor. Okay? And we understand that the elect comes from Jacob. You see? So as he showed our father favor, he has shown us favor, right? Just like the Edomites are just waiting for their destruction, the Lord ain't showing them favor, right? And that goes back to Cain and Abel, okay? Because Abel already had that spirit of righteousness in him, right? This is all predestined, okay? And we're just going to keep going back and forth to show you that Esau is Cain, the wicked. Cain is the first wicked man of this Bible, right? So let's go back to the book of Genesis, chapter 4 and verse 8.
There's the book of Genesis, chapter 4 and verse 8. And Cain talked with Abel his brother, and it came to pass, when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and slew him.
You see that? So the hate, envy, right, that this man had in his heart had him kill his own brother. See? He was jealous because why? That favor that the Lord had unto him is a blessing, right? That is a blessing. So now we're going to show you in the book of Genesis, right? Chapter 27, that these are the same spirits, same person that came back.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 27 and verse 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob.
You see that? And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing, right? Because of the favor that was shown unto him, right? Why? Because the blessing was supposed to go to Jacob anyways, even though Esau was going to receive it, but it was predestined for Jacob to have it. That's why it said the elder shall serve the younger. Esau came out first. So why did the Lord predestine for Esau to serve Jacob? Because the blessing was going to fall on Jacob anyways. You see? So Esau hated Jacob for that blessing, for that favor that the Lord showed unto him, right? Through his father Isaac, Salakia. Right? And then Esau said in his heart, you see, for the days of mourning for my father are at hand, then I will slay my brother Jacob, just like Cain slayed Abel, you see? And he slayed him for being a righteous man, right? For having that blessing from the Lord, where the Lord showed favor unto Abel, you see? You see? There's no difference in that spirit. Why? Because Esau is Cain, all right? So moving on, we're going to go back to Genesis, right? Chapter 4 and keep going at 13.
There's the book of Genesis, chapter 4 and verse 13. And Cain said unto the Lord, my punishment is greater than I can bear. Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth.
You see, so this man is already complaining. This man is already complaining, just like he wailed when Isaac told him that the blessing fell on Jacob. He cried, do you have nothing but one blessing? Always complaining. That's the same spirit. A crying ass Edomite. You see? Same spirit that Cain had, Esau had.
And from thy face shall I be hid.
from thy face I should be hid, right? And that's what Esau did. He did the same thing, right? Because up to this day, he won't call himself the so-called white man. He won't call himself Esau, right? Right? Matter of fact, he called himself the Jewish man. He stole the whole heritage to hide himself. You see? And that's exactly what Cain did. Why? Because that's the nature of the wicked. To hide themselves, hide their identity, right? As being a murderer, right? A thief, a rapist, okay? The same spirit that Cain had, he came back as Esau.
And I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth, and it shall come to pass that every one that findeth me shall slay me.
You see? And he says, and I shall be a fugitive. You see? A fugitive is a criminal. That's a criminal. That's why this man had to come and run from city to city, right? Hiding his identity, saying he's a Cherokee, you see? Saying he's a South African, saying he's an Australian, right? He's a French Canadian. He's all these things but Esau, right? The same spirit that Cain was in, right? Being a fugitive and a vagabond, right? And why can't he say he's Esau, right? Because then everybody would know who he is in the Bible. The wicked criminal, right? That he's been all his life, since Cain. Okay? So now we're going to get the definition of vagabond real quick and see what it says.
A person who wanders from place to place without a home or job.
You see, a person who wanders from place to place without a home or a job. Okay? And we all know the so-called white man ain't ever done a shit in his life but steal and have other people work for him. Okay? Look at history, man. History will tell you this man had everybody in slavery, especially the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American, right? He went around. He went to the Hamites and robbed their land too, right? Had them working in the diamond fields, right? Now they're over here selling diamonds, right? You got the fake Jewish people, right? Owning all the diamond districts out in New York and all that, right? And everywhere, right? People create things, they steal it and they patentage it, say it was them, right? They discovered a whole land that already had people in it. See? This is the great lie that these vagabonds do, you know. Okay? Because there's no truth in them. They're the wicked of the earth. Okay? Esau and Cain are the same people. Okay? So now let's go back to the scriptures, right? And prove further the vagabond that they are. Let's go to the book of Malachi. We're going to go to chapter 1, and we're going to start at verse 3.
There's the book of Malachi, chapter 1 and verse 3. And I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness.
You see what I'm saying? So he can't say, hey, I'm Esau, you see? Like I said, every movie you see them play, they playing another nationality. You got Keanu Reeves playing 47 Ronin, and Matt Damon playing the Great Wall of China. Okay, you got all these other people playing the Gadites. Exodus. You got Christian Bale. Okay, they have no heritage, right? It was laid waste for the dragons of the wilderness, right? Go ahead.
Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
You see? So there's so many key points right here, right? They said we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. You see? That's a vagabond. A vagabond wandering from place to place, right? With no home, right? And no job. And they didn't build shit. They had people building, right? They enslaved our people and had them build, right? See? Because they're lazy as hell, right? But the Lord said also, they are the border of wickedness, you see? And who's the first wicked man? Cain, who was a murderer from the beginning, you see? And the people against whom the Lord has indignation forever. And that indignation started with Cain because he didn't favor Cain from the beginning. And the Lord don't make no mistakes, you see? It was predestined as I said, right? You see? That's why when you put these things together and you see how history correlates with it, right? How these things go together. This man of sin cannot hide, man. He cannot hide. So let's read 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, and let's start at 3.
There's the book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2, and verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first.
And that falling away first was when Israel fell away from their heritage, right? They became Gentiles, right? In their mind, right? They started worshiping, idol worshiping, and and they started going off, right? Sinning, and that was our state of falling away, right?
And that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
And that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. All right. Before we keep going with the scripture, we're going to find out what perdition means. So, perdition.
A state of internal punishment and damnation into which a sinful and unpenitent person passes after death.
You see, so a state of eternal punishment and damnation into which a sinful, unpenitent person passes after death. You see, so this person passes this after death. You see, so Esau, they say passed away, right? Okay, but his people are still here. You see, and this is the unpenitent person passes this after death. You see, this is eternal damnation from the beginning, right? So Cain passed this to Esau, and Esau passed it to Edom, which are the people. You see, because in Malachi it says the people I have indignation with forever. You see, so this is the son of perdition, the man of sin. Okay, eternal punishment. Okay. Because that indignation is forever, righteous anger, right? And the Lord, and if somebody has anger with you, they ain't going to show favor, right? So this anger's been since Cain, right? Because he ain't show favor to Cain, right? And he ain't show favor to Esau. And he sure as damn is not going to show favor to Edom. Because we know the outcome of the story at the end, where they're going to get rounded up, burnt, right? And disappeared from this earth. So this has been going on since the beginning. It was predestined from the beginning. This is the man of sin, the son of perdition. You see, before they were born, right, having done any good or evil, Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated. Okay? So the Lord created him, right? That's the son of perdition. When you have a son, you birth him, right? So this kid was birthed for this inheritance, right? For eternal punishment, damnation. It's over, right? So now that we got that clear, keep going at 4.
Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called Yahweh.
You see? So this man is exalted himself, right? The Lord put him in power, right? But that wasn't good enough for him. Now he had to play God, right? He painted his self as Jesus, right? Which that's not his name. It's Yahweh Shai, right? He painted all the saints, which are the apostles, right? And the children of Israel, white, right? And now you got some baby angels with wings painted as white that are waiting for you in the pearly gates, right? So everything is painted white, man. You see? As if nobody else had a role in the Bible. Nobody else. Not the Indians, not the Moabites, which are the Chinese. Nobody else was in the Bible but the so-called white man, you see? He has completely whited out the whole Bible as if he's every nation that is in there. Have you noticed that, people? There are 18 nations in the Bible, and he's playing every single one. Why? Because he has no heritage. Remember, it was laid waste to the dragons of the wilderness. Okay?
Or that is worshipped.
And he is worshipped, right? Because the God of this world has blinded the people, Esau, right? Your grandma, your mom, everybody got that picture up, right? They bear a rosary bead around their neck, right? They see him, they kissing his ass, right? At work, anywhere. He speak, everybody shut up, right? Not us, though, because we know the truth. We know who this base man is, right? And this base man, when you talk about a base man, that means, right? What's a basement? It goes underneath the house. It's the bottom. And that's what this man is. But he has exalted himself as if he is God, right?
So that he as Yahweh sitteth in the temple of Yahweh, showing himself that he is Yahweh.
You see, so he's showing himself like if he is our power, Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, right? But he's not. You see? As I said, you have to rely. A lot of people do worship this man because they rely on him, man. They fear him more than they fear the Lord. Why? Because this man will tell you it's okay to be a faggot, right? And you say, hey, it's okay, right? But the Lord said you should be put to death, and you're not scared of that? You see? The Lord tell you not to be a whore or a whoremonger, and you still do it, right? A bunch of women and OnlyFans and all that, right? Not scared of the Lord's judgment, right? But you respect this man Esau that created all this, right? See what I'm saying? The Lord tell you not to do drugs. You do it in secrecy, right? But if the white man come, right, with his blue uniform, you hiding, you running in your house or whatnot. You see what I'm saying? You have more fear for this damn devil than our own power, man, our creator. You see? That's why this man has exalted himself. And the Lord is going to get rid of him. Why? Because he's the son of perdition, man. Okay? That son of perdition, that's it. That's eternal damnation. Right? So let's go to the book of let's get the book of Job real quick, right? Let's go to the book of Job, chapter 21. Let's get verse 30.
There's the book of Job, chapter 21, and verse 30, that the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction.
You see? So that wicked, right? Who's the border of wickedness? Esau, right? And who's a murderer from the beginning? Cain. Why? Because they're the same people, right? And that wicked is reserved to the day of destruction, the son of perdition, right? And we're going to further prove it after this scripture, right? And put it all together for you, right? We're going to wrap it up all in one ball for you, right? Because like I said, this is an investigation with the scriptures, right? And with history, right? We got to put it all together and figure this out. Figure out who the man of perdition is. And that's what we're doing, right? So that wicked is reserved to the day of destruction, right? The son of perdition.
They shall be brought forth to the day of wrath.
You see, they shall be brought forth to the day of wrath, right? Edom, the people that I have indignation with forever, right? Righteous anger. The Lord has righteous anger with these people forever, right? And what's going to happen? The Lord said he's going to use his weapons of indignation, you see? So there's going to be weapons involved. That don't sound like love, right? When you have weapons of indignation, right? That means you're going to do killing, right? You're going to do some killing out there. You see? That's that vessel fitted for destruction, and we're going to prove that. Okay? That son of perdition. Why? Because as it says, read it again.
That the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction. They shall be brought forth to the day of wrath.
There you go. You see? Esau, Edom, is the border of wickedness, right? The man of sin, right? The son of perdition, okay? Which goes into eternal damnation. And they've been reserved, right? So when you reserve something, right, you call it in before you go, right? It's already waiting, right? So that's what these people are waiting for. Destruction and wrath. That's what they've been reserved for. That's it, right? That's what they've been birthed for. That's what they were created for. That's why they go into the son of perdition, the man of sin. Right? So let's prove that with Romans. Let's go back to Romans. Let's go to chapter 9. And we're going to start at 21. And remind you, there's two vessels here. Because when you go back up, let's go back up real quick. Remember, Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated. So there's two vessels here that he's talking about, right? That he created. So let's go back down to 21.
There's the book of Romans, chapter 9 and verse 21. Have not the potter power over the clay?
So if I'm here with a lump of clay, right? I can do whatever the hell I want with it, right? It is in my power to do what I want with it. I can put holes in it with my finger. I can squeeze it and flatten it out, right? I could roll it up in a ball. It is in my hand to do whatever I want with it, right?
Of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor.
To make one vessel unto honor, Jacob, which goes back to Abel, you see? Because the Lord showed favor to Abel, right? And to Jacob.
And another unto dishonor.
And another unto dishonor. See? He didn't show favor to Cain. And Esau was hated before birth. Right? You see? So the Lord could do whatever he wants. He's the creator. You see? Just as if you have a lump of clay in your hands, you can create whatever the hell is in your mind. Whatever you desire with that lump of clay. Okay? Read 22.
What if Yahweh willing to show his wrath?
What if Yahweh willing to show his wrath, right? For who? The son of perdition. You see? For the wicked that are reserved for destruction, right? For the wicked that is reserved for that day of wrath.
And to make his power known.
And to make his power known as he did with Egypt, right? Because as we always know, that Pharaoh did not have a chance or did not have a choice, rather, I should say, to let the people go. Why? Because the Lord hardened his heart, right? So the Lord put the Pharaoh in power so he could show his wondrous signs, okay? And to free Israel with his works, okay? That's why he put Esau. That's why he created Esau for that same purpose, right? So he could put him in power, enslave us, correct us as Egypt did, right? And then show his wondrous signs through his wrath, right? That's why there had to be a son of perdition, right? To be reserved for that destruction, for that day of wrath.
Endured with much long suffering, the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction.
The vessels of wrath fitted for destruction, the wicked that are reserved for that day. You see? The border of wickedness, Esau, Edom, right? The one that he has indignation with forever, right? You see? Since the beginning, since Cain, before he became Esau. Okay? I hope you're still following me. Okay? Now let's go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 12 and verse 6.
There's a book of Proverbs, chapter 12 and verse 6. The words of the wicked are to lie in wait for blood.
The words of the wicked are to lie in wait for blood.
But the mouth of the upright shall deliver them.
You see? So the words of the wicked are to lie, okay? And in wait for blood. Okay? Those are two traits that Esau and Cain have. Okay? Two traits that Esau and Cain have. They are liars and they love blood, right? And now we're going to prove that, all right? We got a few more scriptures before we close out, so be patient with me, okay? We're going to prove that. Let's go to the book of Genesis, okay? Let's go to the book of Genesis. Let's go back to chapter 4 and start at 9.
There's the book of Genesis, chapter 4 and verse 9. And the Lord said unto Cain, Where is Abel, thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper?
There you go. This wicked man just lied to the Lord, knowing exactly what he did to his brother after he killed him, right? See, the word of the wicked is to lie, right? In wait for blood. Go ahead.
And he said, What hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground.
There you go, man. Cain, Esau, same spirit, man. They lie and wait for blood, right? He lied to the Lord, right? And the blood of his brother was crying from the ground, right? You see? This is the characteristics of Esau and Cain, because Esau is Cain the wicked, right? There's no way around it. No way around it. Now, let's go into more further lies of this modern day so-called white man.
There's the book of Isaiah, chapter 10 and verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed.
You see, so woe unto them. Woe goes into destruction. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, right? And that write grievousness which they have prescribed. You see? Now let's go into that word decree real quick.
An official order issued by a legal authority.
You see? An official order issued by a legal authority, right?
The decree guaranteed freedom of assembly.
You see? The decree guaranteed freedom of assembly. And that's exactly what they did to the Native Americans, if you remember. Right? How many peace treaties did they write? And they lied to them. They kept changing them. Right? Oh, no, we're going to do this now. They broke over 100 treaties. You see? And who did that? The so-called white man. You see? The so-called white man did that. And what does the Lord say? Read that again.
Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees.
Woe unto them, destruction. Once again, those vessels that are fitted for destruction, that vessel fitted for the wrath, right? That was reserved for that day. You see, woe unto them, destruction unto them that decree unrighteous decrees.
And that right grievousness which they have prescribed.
And are not all these laws grievous to us, man? Right? Are not the righteous man vexed when they see a flame out there and we can't do nothing when the law of the Bible says they should put them to death, but the law out here says we can't touch them or we can get 5 years for a hate crime? You see? Does it not vex you that you have to pay taxes, right, for the works that you do, right? And they say that you're free. Okay? Yeah, so does it not vex you that you are the creator of your child and they say the mother gets to have dominion over your own kid, right? Child support, all these unrighteous decrees to destroy the man, you see? Woe unto them, okay? And that's why we're patiently waiting, man, because we know what's going to happen. We know the end of the story for this man. This man is going to get utterly destroyed, man, for all the things he has done to his brother Jacob, right? As it says in Obadiah, right? All he's ever done was sown wickedness from the beginning, and that's why he's reserved for that day of wrath, man, right? There's no difference between Esau and Cain, right? Because Cain is Esau, right? So we're going to close it out, man, with the book of Proverbs, right? Chapter 4 and verse 16, which is one of my favorite.
There's the book of Proverbs, chapter 4 and verse 16.
Salakia, we're not gonna close it out here. We're gonna get a few more scriptures. Go ahead.
For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away, unless they cause some to fall.
You see, and that's what these people do. Writing unrighteous decrees. They're thinking about these things all night. What can we come up with now to further destroy the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American? You see, they can't sleep unless they conjure up more lies and more unrighteous decrees. You see, more things to oppress us. You see, this is the same characteristics of them, right? Right? This is what they do. And there's no secret, all right? They create the chaos and say, we got the solution, right? But all they're doing is causing us to fall. That's all they're doing, right? They got loopholes in the banks and all types of different things, right? Redlining, right? Drive out our people into the ghettos, right? But everybody gets to come in here and get a loan and prosper within 1 year, except the Israelites, man, the so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? These people cannot sleep. Just like Vocab Malone, he can't sleep without thinking about us, man. That man cannot sleep unless he's thinking about what camp he wants to attack, right, with his damn devilish lies. You see, that's the spirit of all these Edomites, man. It is disgusting, bro. Let's go to let's get these last two scriptures. Let's go to the book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, right? We're going to go to chapter 34, and we're going to start at 21.
There's the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 34, and verse 21. The bread of the needy is their life. He that defraudeth him thereof is a man of blood.
You see? And this white man has been defrauding us since the beginning, man. Since they came here and defrauded the natives, right? Our brothers, the Gadites, right? When they went to the Issacharite land, Taínos, right? The Mayans, right? Which are all the 12 tribes, right? Right? Since they went to West Africa and stole our brothers, right? These people have been defrauding us, right? Giving us crumbs, right? While we build everything, okay? Taking everything we had, right? Because they're the vagabond, right? As Cain said, a fugitive and a vagabond, right? Going around stealing shit with no damn job and no home, right?
He that taketh away his neighbor's living slayeth him, and he that defraudeth the laborer of his hire is a bloodshedder.
And that's all this man is a bloodshedder ever since Cain. Ever since Cain, he's been a bloodshedder, man. Okay? That's all he's been doing, right? He's taking, right? Even though we're not supposed to be neighbors, right? But these are the characteristics. That's why I'm using this verse, because these are the characteristics of this damn Edomite, man, the so-called white man, right? He's a bloodshedder, just like Cain, right? He has envy. He has hate for his brother, just like Cain. And he's wicked, just like Cain, right? So now, we're really going to close it out. And we're going to go to the book of Ezekiel, chapter 35 and verse 6.
There's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 35 and verse 6. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee, so that thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
You see? So, since you didn't hate blood, Cain, and you came back as Esau, blood is going to pursue you. Since you shed the blood of the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, blood's going to pursue your people too. All right? It was predestined that way. You are the son of perdition, the man of sin, right? The vessel fitted for destruction, right? The wicked reserved for the day of wrath, okay? Esau is Cain the wicked. And Lord willing, that was edifying. And with that, We're going to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rekakwadash. Want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us this truth. And I want to say shalom to the brothers and sisters that are in this truth. Shalom.
Shalom.
DTA.
DTA.
Abab.
Baba Bob.
Kum Yasharala.